The air in Los Angeles is thick with tension and whispers that no purple and gold fan wants to ignore LeBron James. The heartbeat of this franchise for nearly a decade might be packing his bags sooner than we thought. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. Now lean in close, because what I'm about to lay out could reshape the Lakers' future in ways we never imagined. LeBron just officially opted into his $52.6 million player option this summer, signaling his intent to suit up for the 2025-26 season. Yet whispers from the league's underbelly suggest that the man we've cheered for through highs, heartbreaks, and championship glory might be on the trade block. Yes, even after all he's done in LA, the four-time NBA champ. The finals MVP moments, the buzzer beaters, the mentorship of future stars like Austin Reeves, the front office could be willing to sever ties as they lay the groundwork for a seismic shift in team identity. But here's where it gets tricky. The Lakers' leadership, led by Pelinka's ever-calculating vision, is quietly pivoting to a new era, one centered around Luka Doncic, the dazzling dynamic maestro they believe could be the real heir to the Showtime throne. The very idea that the franchise's future would revolve around someone other than LeBron is a jolt to the system, yet understandable. LeBron's prime may still sizzle on the court, but at 40 years old, the ticking clock is undeniable. Yes. That $52 million cap hit and an expiring contract make him as tantalizing as he is complicated in trade talks. But where would a player of this magnitude land? Rumors swirl around Cleveland, calling it a homecoming of sorts, where LeBron's legacy first flourished. The Miami Heat are a tempting destination, too, flashing back to those glory days when LeBron reached heights few could rival. And the surprising wild card? Golden State. Warriors brass might see LeBron as the veteran edge that catapults them beyond stiff Western Conference competition. But what does this seismic possibility mean for this very moment? Despite all the chatter, LeBron remains utterly crucial to the Lakers' hopes this very season. Alongside Anthony Davis's dominant post presence and the emerging talents like Rui Hachimura and Max Christie, LeBron is still the playoff-caliber star who can push deep into the postseason and possibly toward their first title since the 2020 bubble glory. Yet ask yourself this: can the Lakers truly build a dynasty relying on a future that's unwritten and a 40-year-old star whose sunset looms? And with the Western Conference arms race heating up faster than ever, teams stockpiling as the trade deadline approaches, does Pelinka have the guts to finally pull the trigger mid-season? Because here's the detail no one's talking about: the Lakers' pursuit of youth and versatility might push them to target monsters like Jimmy Butler, hardened playoff warrior, or even dream of pairing Doncic with Giannis Antetokounmpo, an MVP-caliber force whose combination with Luka could redefine the league's power structure. Imagine the fallout going all in on youth, athleticism, and defensive tenacity, but at the cost of letting a living legend walk away. That's the breathtaking gamble on the table. And that's the sticking point Lebron's name alone drives: buzz, ticket sales, and locker room firepower. But is it enough to justify hampering the team's timeline? A summer trade feels distant still, but every source indicates a mid-season move is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. While some fans cling to nostalgia for the days of Kobe and Shaq's Showtime dominance or revel in the Poe Gasol-fueled 2010 titles, the Lakers now stand at a crossroads of franchise, balancing reverence for its past while staring down the blinding spotlight of future legends emerging. As a lifelong Lakers believer, I can't help but feel we're on the edge of something massive, a decision whose ripple effect will define this franchise for years. But is this the move that launches a new Lakers era, or the gamble that haunts us for years? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. Electricity crackles through the night air outside Crypto.com Arena. It's that deep LA heat pressing against your skin, while the distant roar of a street game echoes up Figueroa. A siren wailing somewhere past a midnight taco stand, and you can almost hear the ghosts of championship banners rustling, the creak of purple and gold echoes resonating in the concrete maze. 'Cause make no mistake, this isn't just basketball anymore. It's survival, an epic unraveling right before our bloodshot eyes. Our LeBron, the king who brought the city to its knees and lifted it back onto its throne. The man whose name is stitched endlessly into the very fabric of Lakers lore, suddenly feels less like forever and more like a flash in a hurricane. A whispered potential swap that threatens to shatter every loyal heart in the house. The reality stings sharper than a rookie's first blown coverage. He just took that $52.6 million player option. Yes, but the deal isn't sealed in spirit, because every step Rob Pelinka takes is chess played in shadows, a calculated dance. With a future that might not include the guy who carried the purple and gold through apocalypse-grade injuries, near miraculous comeback seasons, and the heartbreak of too many shots that just rimmed out. Now this pushover city that once revered his every breath, cheered every triple-double like a sacred rite, watches with clenched jaws as the front office, with all the cold precision of a scalpel surgeon, weighs whether to cut the cord and pluck a new heartbeat. Luka Doncic, the brilliant, provocative prodigy whose flair and fire have already sent tremors throughout the Western Conference, whose arrival would threaten to rewrite this entire dynasty's DNA. Picture that, a world where the Lakers are no longer LeBron's Lakers, but Luka's Lakers, where the memories of Kobe Bryant's relentless Mamba mentality and Shaq's bulldozing dominance swirl in faded smoke, a cinematic past giving way to a future draped in uncertainty and promise. The game at the Staples Center, no, the entire league feels it. You can almost feel the floor tremble under those championship banners. The echoes of the 2000s Showtime teams and the Gasol Kobe era ghosting like spectral judges. Anthony Davis, that indomitable fortress who has battled wavering health and playoff demons, stands in the wings like a remnant hope, but the whispers hammer until your head pounds. How long can a D hold the fort without his twin pillars? Meanwhile, Max Christie and Rui Hachimura do what they can against a backdrop of smoky arenas and roaring crowds that want more, need more. But are we really on the verge of trading away the warp from reality star, whose mere presence shifts the league's gravity? And it isn't just about the locker room energy, where somewhere a fracture could form, unseen but palpably, every teammate aware, every scout watching, every rival salivating while the Lakers wrestle with their own identity crisis, trying to build a winning culture that might have to be rebuilt from the ruins. Pelinka's silence, deafening. The man's moves feel less like the calculated genius of a master and more like a ticking time bomb, a risk that could either breathe new life into this storied franchise or leave us grasping at fading legacies and missed opportunities. And with the Western Conference reshaping at breakneck speed, the Nuggets sharpening their knives under Jokic's cool eyes, the Suns circling like hungry predators ready to devour, the Warriors plotting comebacks with Steve Kerr's orchestration, and Steph Curry's unerring firepower, everyone's watching, knowing that the Lakers must evolve or be consumed. The Clippers sit in the shadows, desperate and hungry, their own aspirations a dark reflection of the Lakers' possible unraveling. Now imagine what a blockbuster trade mid-season involving LeBron might look like. The man who redefined clutch, suspended in limbo, sent back to Cleveland for a hometown return, a heartbreaker but a sentimental dream, or lured back to Miami. An encore of the Big 3 days, reunion steeped in nostalgia, and unfinished business against the heat of Miami's scorching ambitions. Or in a plot twist, almost too wild for Hollywood, Golden State emerges as the dark horse, pragmatically calculating that LeBron's veteran savvy and sheer will could finally silence the West's rising tide. And what if that means the Lakers lose their icon to a historic rival? But here's the clause. Nobody dares to mention the salary cap gymnastics required could leave the Lakers with little more than illusions and young promise. A gamble on potential that might never fill the void a LeBron exit would leave behind. The flashbulbs are relentless. The trade rumors, a storm swelling with every tick of the clock. And every fan, barstool strategist, former player turned commentator, an anxious scout picks apart each uncertain phrase with the veracity of a pack of starved wolves. The atmosphere in Ella Barzes. I sat surrounded by purple and gold tattoos, eyes glued to the overhead screens. Heart racing with every highlight reel, was electric and suffocating all at once. reverberating with the despair of possibly seeing the end of an era and the nervous thrill of what might come next. You can almost taste the sweat-slick jumpers. Hear the echo of frantic coaches yelling adjustments. Feel the tension thick as fog hanging over the Lakers' locker room where a quiet storm brews could ancient loyalties unravel. 80's durability has been both a blessing and a question mark, his body tested in brutal playoff wars. The league's physical toll, cutting merciless paths through promising careers. Can he carry a team still, or will injuries turn from inconvenience to indictment of the Lakers' gamble? Future draft implications whisper beneath the city lights like a conspiracy no one dares confirm aloud. Imagine the seismic shockwaves. If the Lakers really decide to chase youth, Jimmy Butler's name swirls in hushed speculation. The desperate, gritty warrior who epitomizes playoff toughness, or the fever dream scenario pairing Doncic with the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, a duo capable of obliterating defenses and rewriting the map of power in the NBA. But what if this pursuit of youth and tenacity tears the team apart, a move that signals progress but also betrayal, carving out the soul of a franchise that for decades defined excellence with loyalty and grit? What if in chasing the mirage of a new dynasty, the Lakers lose the one man whose pulse still beats hardest in the purple and gold? The very essence of the team's identity, the countless scores, the mentorship stitched into rookie jerseys, the moments frozen forever in basketball, heaven hang in the balance, as every transaction inch closer to reality. This is Hollywood drama writ large on hardwood floors and city lights, a script yet unwritten but roaring to life in cracks, whispers, and fevered hopes. And as I watch this unfold, I'm scared. Scared we might be witnessing the death of a legend in Lakers lore, but equally scared of the barren wasteland that could usher in an era devoid of greatness. But here's my truth-eyed. Rather fight alongside Lebron one last time, guts and glory blazing with every step, than chase uncertain miracles in the dark. And if that means holding on to him means risking the future, then so be it. Because the heart of a Lakers fan is stubborn, relentless, forever chasing that next chapter, even as we dread the ending. So here's the question that burns hotter than a buzzer beater in Game 7. Will LeBron's legacy in LA end with a roar or a whimper? Will the purple and gold choose a crown that fits his fading reign, or crown a new king who will tear apart the league with reckless ambition? The clock is ticking, contracts are burning, and beneath the glittering LA skyline, the fate of legends hangs by a thread thinner than the net after a championship victory. What's the final play?